10 most dangerous bugs for humans. Many people have long held fears of the creepy crawlies for various reasons. From erratic fluttering of wings to alien-like looks and buzzing sounds, bugs often rub people the wrong way. Of course, most bugs are completely harmless to humans, so many of these fears are quite irrational. However, some of them do pose a serious threat to people unfortunate to encounter them, so fear is 100% warranted. The following video focuses on 10 of the most dangerous insects and arachnids around and the potential havoc they can wreak. We will highlight their characteristics, habitat, behavior, and the threat they pose to human beings. Prepare to stock up on that bug spray. Number 10. Locusts. While locusts do not pose any direct bodily harm to human beings, they can have a devastating indirect impact on human communities. From biblical plagues to modern rampages, swarms of locusts have been the bane of agricultural endeavors since time immemorial. There are nearly 30 species of locusts in existence, all members of the Acrididae or grasshopper family. The genera range from Aeoloplis, Anacridium, and Locusta to Pneumaticris, Schistosera, and Trimeratropus. In fact, every continent besides Antarctica has at least one native species of locust. The most destructive species is the desert locust, aka Schistosera gregaria, which resides in the arid desert conditions of North and Northeast Africa, the Middle East, and Southwest Asia. These critters made the news in 2020 as they formed the most devastating swarm seen in Africa for over a decade, attacking farmland in Kenya, Somalia, and Ethiopia. The destruction left the countries facing food crises which sparked humanitarian aid from around the world. Insectologists believe locust swarming is a result of drought periods followed by intense rainfall. The rain triggers intense breeding which results in extraordinary numbers. While African farmers are constantly checking the horizon with dread, the worst documented locust swarm was actually in North America. The grasshopper plague of 1874 saw the wreckage of over 2 million square miles of crop destruction in the Great Plains of the US and Canada. Number 9. False widow spider. This nasty piece of work is one of the most common venomous spiders in the world. The false widow, otherwise known as Steatota grossa, is a frequent guest in homes in Europe and North America. Australia, home to the creepiest of crawlies, also has more than its fair share of falsies. Its proximity to humans is the primary reason it's on this list, with hundreds suffering bites each year. While not fatal, its bite is as painful as losing a loved one, and the scarring can be just as deep. The pain of the bite can last anywhere between 2 to 12 hours, and some folks may suffer allergic reactions that could warrant medical attention. Number 8. Deathstalker scorpion. The name Deathstalker is probably enough nope for anyone with a bit of sense. Larus cunequistriatus is an insect, worm, lizard, and scorpion killer found in Central to North Africa, Central Asia, and India. Adults grow to about 2.5 inches, but their tail stingers pack a serious concoction of neuro and cardiotoxins that affect the heart and nervous system. Stings are particularly lethal to kids and the elderly, while adults may be sick for a few hours. However, like the false widow spider's bite, allergic reactions are common and things could escalate. Therefore, seek medical attention to be safe. The scorpion is identifiable by its striking combination of yellow and black or gray. Number 7. Giant Japanese hornet. The king of wasps, the Japanese giant hornet, has more than earned its regal status. Vespa mandarinia is legendary for how brutally it takes down its cousins and other insects that are on its menu. Hornet swarms are cohesive flight squadrons that can wreck and raid a beehive in a few hours. Bee hunting is a favored pastime, as hornets decapitate adult bees and feast on their larvae. Giant hornets are armed to the teeth, literally, with strong mandibles and a massive quarter-inch stinger laced with neurotoxins. The stinger can even penetrate a standard beekeeping suit. Luckily, these killing machines do not attack people unprovoked. However, even an accidental disturbance of their nest will result in a swarm of killer hornets setting off at speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, stinging anything or anyone in sight. And unlike bees, hornets, like most wasps, can sting repeatedly. Like bees, hornets live in nests that revolve around an inseminated queen. Queens are about twice as large as worker hornets. One hornet sting will hurt like hell, but you'll count yourself lucky one day. Multiple stings from multiple hornets can lead to paralysis, organ failure, and death. Number 6. Black widow spider. If reputations could kill, Latrodectus mactans would be a strong contender for number 1 on this list. Alas, the reality is a little less morbid. That said, the black widow has earned its more than fearsome rep. The females of this gruesome species are renowned for sexual cannibalism, where the smaller males are killed and devoured by their lovers. Besides its boyfriends, the black widow mostly eats insects and small arachnids. Victims who get trapped in their tangly webs are in for a nasty death. The spider's bite delivers a dose of paralyzing neurotoxins. Female widows are also dangerous to humans. The venom can cause muscle spasms, abdominal pain, and excruciating pain. Thanks to antivenin, fatalities are extremely rare, but you may be reeling from the poison's effects for days. Number 5. Fire ants. While ants in your pants might be a wholesome game that's fun for the whole family, it's not what you'd want to play with the next bug on our list. Fire ants, an assortment of species that form the genus Solenopsis, are a notorious member of the ant family that will burn their way into victims' memory, if said victim is lucky enough to survive. These vicious insects are sworn soldiers of queen and colony, constantly on the hunt for food and ruthlessly defending their turf. They feed on plants, other insects, and even small animals while they're still alive. They also love sugary syrups and most salty food humans eat. This proximity to humans, combined with their unusually high numbers, is what makes them dangerous. Step on a colony entrance and you may find your leg crawling with hundreds of ants, each delivering a sharp sting. Like hornets, they sting repeatedly, causing the fiery sensation that earns them their name. Luckily, fatalities are often a result of rare allergic reactions. However, there have been cases of babies who were killed by fire ants in their cribs. Number 4. Black thick-tailed scorpion. With looks straight out of a horror movie, the South African black thick-tailed scorpion, Parabuthus transvalicus, is a deadly entry at number 4. Native to southern Africa, the thick tail is one of the biggest scorpion species around, growing up to 5 inches in length. It also delivers a big dose of venom to take down prey, but interestingly, it can control the quantities. The scorpion stinger has a maximum payload of 4.25 milligrams, which is enough to kill a full-grown person. It can also spit venom from its mouth to blind would-be predators and buy escape time, hence its other name, the spitting black scorpion. Fatalities in adult humans are rare, but small children may die from stings. That said, the sting is unimaginably painful, and the venom can result in delirium, drowsiness, spasms, and drooling. Repeated stings may be lethal, but no one ever sticks around to be stung twice. Number 3. Bullet ant. If you were to take a fire ant and give it steroids, you would get the even more nightmarish bullet ant. For comparison, the average fire ant is about 0.15 inches long. Bullet ants have an average size of 1 inch, meaning some are even bigger. They retain many of the traits, behaviors, and aggression of their smaller cousins, which is bad news for anything in their path. Fortunately, they live in African and South American tropical rainforests where human contact is limited. The villagers and tribesfolk they share environments with are wise enough to avoid them or take measures to eradicate colonies. Paraponera clavata is named for its agonizing sting, which literally feels like getting shot. There are no documented fatalities. Experts estimate it would take over 2,000 stings to kill a 160-pound human being. Number 2. Sydney funnelweb spider. The most lethal spider known to man, the Sydney funnelweb spider is a good reason to avoid a holiday down under. One look at this large spider is more than enough warning. Atrax robustus is a deadly hunter that feeds on insects, snails, and even frogs or small rodents. Its quarter-inch fangs deliver a potent neurotoxin that could kill an adult within a day. Luckily, no fatalities have ever been recorded thanks to the readily available antivenin in most Australian medical facilities. Unfortunately, the swelling, pain, and illness are unavoidable. The Sydney funnelweb is so called because of its prevalence in and around the greater Sydney area. This proximity to humans, combined with the spider's aggressive self-defense, makes bites a common occurrence. It's much quicker than you would think, and this speed allows it to deliver multiple bites. Number 1. Anopheles mosquito. At number 1, we have a bug with a higher body count than all the others on this list combined. The mosquitoes of the genus Anopheles do not kill with aggressive swarming or complicated poison cocktails. Instead, they carry a parasite that causes a disease that kills over 600,000 people a year. Malaria, though largely controlled in developed countries, still runs rampant in the developing world. Tropical climes, combined with poor education and the prevalence of the immune system compromising HIV/AIDS virus, are still a foothold for malaria. Female mosquitoes, which feed on human and animal blood, deposit an anticoagulant in the bite site to prevent the host's blood from clotting. The malaria parasite also resides in this anticoagulant and quickly gets to work attacking blood cells, which can cause anemia. In extreme cases, dead blood cells can block blood vessels in the brain, causing swelling and ultimately death. Interestingly, male mosquitoes are perfectly harmless, as they feed on plant juices like nectar. The girls are dangerous because they require proteins from blood to develop eggs.